Okay, it's restarted and updated. Now I'm going to look at Cengage and stuff here.
Featured him on a second broadcast. A viewer's tip led to his arrest, this time in Los Angeles. In a moment, the story of a quiet church-going husband accused of helping a convicted murderer escape from jail.
Under pressure for what reason, I don't know. Hard to say. She could have been threatened by John Yount. I don't know what happened. I really don't.
Diane Broadbeck and her husband Chester had 2 daughters, and they just celebrated their silver wedding anniversary. Diane never. She had worked
for her life. I think at some point in time, John can kill again.
Update. John Yount and Diane Broadbeck have been captured. 2 of our viewers in Boise, Idaho, recognized Broadbeck as a former co-worker, Kathy Kerman.
When they showed the picture, it was Kathy's face, obviously. And once they said she was a bank manager and it was from Massachusetts, and they said that John's background was in computers, it was a dead giveaway.
The Humphreys called the FBI, and after a month-long investigation, the fugitive couple was arrested at their home.
He seemed a little surprised for a minute, then he put his hands up in the air. He didn't look around or anything, really. He just sort of, I think he had his eyes on the guy with the gun.
Next, the mystery of $21 million in gold and silver buried somewhere in Virginia. It has eluded treasure hunters.
Slave driver who insists I make my justifiably famous muffins every morning before sunup, so I need my beauty sleep. Good night, babe. Good night. Welcome, Shane. Oh, okay. You snore tonight, I'll poke you in the eye.
So? What? You want to tell me the truth? Why are you here?
Like I said, I missed you and want to come back.
That's a load of crap, and we both know it. Come on, we're family. Last I heard, you were married, living someplace fancy. About that same time, you stopped calling, you seemed to drop off the face of the earth. And then out of nowhere, you show up without calling. What are you think of her?
Honestly?
Of course.
I don't know. Something's not right. I don't know whether she went through a blue sky that she married, but well, she's just off in her own world.
That apparent.
Yeah, it's written all over her. Such a good thing.
Meg, the only family she has.
All she's doing is running away and dragging you into her problems.
I'm not turning my back on her, if that's what you're implying.
You've reached the Walsh residence. Just after the town.
Well, she might be there, and I'm calling about the GPS.
This is Beth.
If you want me to come back, I will be fine. Meg can totally handle the place on her own. Well, why don't you guys just close? She might. Well, I'll help her. Go to your date, Shane. It's not a date. Yeah, what would you call it? It's just two friends having dinner. Well, he thinks it's a date. How do you know? He told me. When? The very first day that he met you, he said he liked you and he wanted to get to know you better. And you're just not telling me? You weren't ready to hear it till now. It's a date. Whatever. Here, don't forget to take these. What are you, my mother?
411 operator.
I need the phone number and address of a place called Porter's Cafe.
Please hold for the number.
From Disney Pixar's Up, it's Russell and Doug. Holiday adventure is out there. And so is heaven. Yuletide greetings, fellow wilderness explorers. Look to the Discovery River. It's our festive friends from Disney Pixar's Up.
2. B8. Bingo! N44.
I was able to move forward without Hep C doing more damage to my body.
G50.
Important to me. I talked to my doctor about Epclusa.
G47.
Cluso treats all types of chronic hepatitis C. I thought treatment would
B3. Round over.
Clusa is one pill once a day for 12 weeks. Clusa has to be taken during addiction recovery. If you have hepatitis B, it may flare up and cause serious liver problems during and after treatment. Tell your doctor if you've had hepatitis B, liver or kidney problems, HIV, and all medicines and supplements you take. Taking amiodarone with Epclusa may cause a serious slowing of your heart rate. Most common side effects include headache and tiredness.
I only wish I'd known it sooner.
Ask your
Car. 16-year-old Roxanne Woodson fought off the advances of a man named Joe Shepard. Two friends watched in the back seat. Roxanne escaped, ran off into the night. Joe chased after her. Roxanne never returned. When Roxanne failed to come home, her family began to worry.
You just wring your hands and there's no outlet. There's no relief. Because you haven't got her. She's gone. You don't know what's happened to her. She's out there and you can't reach her. You can't help her.
After 10 years, the case of Roxanne Woodson still haunts her family and everyone living in Tellico Plains, Tennessee. For weeks, there was no trace of Roxanne. And as her investigation unfolded, the police became convinced that the last person who saw her, Joe Shepard, was a psychopathic killer. The night after Roxanne Woodson was reported missing, police went to the home where John
Vaporize that sore throat with Vapo Cool Drops.
064. 069. 074. Bingo! Round over.
disappearance from the Brunswick restaurant.
Gail could have told the children to meet a gentleman by the name of Gail could have easily driven to the restaurant, parked her car, concealed somewhere under the car, like merely tossed it out of the car. Stating to herself she was going to give up her identity, throw the purse in the shrubbery, and might have such a ride with somebody leaving the restaurant area, perhaps even live in the area. Gail Delano, I met, did not.
At your first deposit up to $100, so you can start winning today. So what are you waiting for? Go big this season with Chalkboard.
Okay, look straight here at the camera. Nice big smile. All right, very nice. Thank you. Next. Like your dress. It's a pretty color. Thanks.
Is my hair okay?
Yeah, looks great.
I thought it might have been too curly.
Thanks a lot. Yeah. I'll talk to you later. Bye now. House looks great.
request.
And I want the back stairwell down.
The pilot explained that he wasn't able to take off with that door open, and they argued back and forth, and finally the pilot said he just couldn't fly the airplane and wasn't going to try, and the hijacker consented for the door to be closed for takeoff, which it was.
At 7:37 p.m., Flight 305 took off. The Seattle Control Tower alerted all other aircraft in the area to remain clear, so the 727 had the sky to itself. The weather had deteriorated, with a storm front directly in the plane's flight path.
I want you to get up there with your flyboard.
He told her to go back into the cockpit and to close the curtain between the coach and the first class cabins. And as she turned around to close the curtains, she said she saw him tying something to his waist with what she thought was rope.
I don't understand why would they call the police? What did he do?
I-29.
Tough. I will sympathy.
N42. O65. O68. I-28.
Sexy scientist.
G51. B1.
Right. The name of the game is Follow Up. We are going to make a list of all the
I-22. G50.
Sex.
N37.
You're supposed to be working.
Right back with my secretary.
Is this how you do
B32.
Hello, Human Resources. I'd like to report
B4.
The predator.
Do not go in there. Boy, this place is a real shithole, huh? You smell that?
They showed a very different face from the earlier drawings. Named Tommy Zane was an eyewitness.
That guy came over.
car blew people away in less than 4 seconds. You could press the trigger and then both could have died. Luckily, Robert's alive. I'll never forget it.
Zano gave police a description of the shooter. Another composite was created showing the gunman. Again, there were more differences and similarities when compared to the earlier.
One of them or two looked like David Berkowitz. The others did not resemble him at all. It was completely different. I thought it was rather strange. Although we know that these drawings are done by victims or witnesses who see the killer for a brief period of time. And then a day or two or several hours later, they have to go to a police department of artists.
Mechanic at a newspaper, the Omaha Bee. Then as a night watchman for the Union Pacific Railroad. Curly refused to give up on this. But Jessamine Rominger married another man. Curly never fell in love again. He never married or had a family. Curly spent the next 60 years alone. In all those years, he never told anyone who his real family was. Other than Kaplan, Curly's best friend was Riley Marr, his barber and a fellow member of the Masonic Lodge.
I really never got that close to him, actually. I thought I was a pretty good friend of his because he did invite me over to his home on occasion, and we did sit around and have coffee and talk about things.
Once, Riley noticed some postcards and pictures neatly displayed in Curly's apartment. He was curious to know if they were from Curly's family.
I picked one of them up, and it had a postmark of Brooklyn, New York, and I asked him something about where.
Mischief in mind. Located in Marion, Pennsylvania, the General Wayne Inn opened in 1704 and is reputed to be the oldest. Ben Franklin visited here, and George Washington slept in what is today. Edgar Allan Poe wrote part of his famous poem, The Raven, here in 1836. Last week, examined the Son of Sam shootings that took place in New York in 1976 and 1977. Investigative reporter Maury Terry believes that the Son of Sam did not act alone, that he was part of an organized conspiracy that carried out a year-long reign of terror in New York City. The Son of Sam shootings began on July 29, 1976. In 8 separate incidents, 6 people were killed and 7 seriously wounded. All of the shots were fired by a .44 caliber revolver. Police created composites from eyewitness accounts of the shootings.
Voting coven party, and Berkowitz came in and attended the party, and symbolically, not literally, but symbolically, the .44 was put into his hand that night. That's how he got into the cult scene.
At 4 a.m. on October 4th, 1979, over 2 years after Berkowitz's arrest, Michael Carr was killed. He was driving at a high rate of speed and crashed into a light post on New York's West Side Highway. He died just 18 months after his brother. Conclusive proof that Berkowitz knew both John and Michael Carr came during 2 of his depositions. On October 25th, 1978, when asked point blank what
rituals on the aqueduct, the rear of Untermeyer Park. Subsequently, the authorities did find dogs, and the information that we had was that this group of people were sacrificing.
The moment of the kidnapping, it's impossible to comply with his demands. We want Mother back. It's not our intention to question the motive of these people at this point. Whatever they want, we want to give it to them so we can get Mother back. That is our very paramount concern.
Update. Last night, Newton Alfred Wynn, a 65-year-old lawyer, was arrested by the FBI in Florida on charges relating to the abduction of Annie Laurie Heron. Wynn was one of the 12 men named in the ransom note left at the Heron home. Also, less than 1 month before the kidnapping, he had allegedly purchased a van which matched the description of the vehicle seen in the Heron neighborhood. A woman told the FBI that Wynn had promised her $500 to travel from Florida to Atlanta, Georgia, and mail a letter just 16 days after Annie Laurie Heron was kidnapped. He handed her a manila envelope. Inside was the letter, wrapped in a gray linen napkin.
Yep, again, I'm on the pooper. I'm in the middle of squeezing one out now. And I am playing my games before bed. And so, again, once you hear the Bingo Blitz sound effects, Mom, that means you have to follow the rules of no scaring me and our two lover boys, the pig and the donkey. Okay? Just hug and kiss my feline, and I love my baby kitty feline so much. Alright, back to my games. It's so freaking cold in here too, jeez.
B10. Round over. I-28. B3. G48. I-16. I-20. B5. O74. I-18.
Super Sugar Crush.
B5. O72. O61. I-20. I-18. G49. Round over. G54.
poise. I kept, it was important to stay as dignified as possible. You know, I started asking her about the crime, this and that and the other. Again, she started saying, oh, she's so glad that I'm fine, you know, that I lived. I went to her house after work, and she said, yeah, my mother and I, you know, we just want to say a prayer over you, and we made you a really good spaghetti dinner and everything. And I'm like, oh, hey, that's very nice. That's really nice. And so I just got there, and I ate I ate the salad, and then I ate the spaghetti. And I didn't even finish with the spaghetti, and she's like,
in the evenings, we would walk through the woods to this pretty much hole in the ground that collected water. He had a track phone, and I would watch him text his girlfriend. I believe that was really the only area he could get good signal, and that gave me the idea that maybe I could grab his phone or sneak his phone and use it to get a hold of my mom. Whenever he would go to sleep, I would literally quietly, sneakily crawl over him to not wake him up so that I could get his cell phone. I then began to try to send out text messages to my mom. And at one point, he had woken up and saw me with his cell phone and asked me what I was doing. So I would tell him I'm just, playing the snake game or whatever, and I would show him, and he would just let me do it. Some messages were short, some were long. I would more or less text her who this was, like, hey, it's Lizzie, this is where I'm at, get the police, there's bombs. With his phone, you had to press